There are tons of trinkets to collect in Mina the Hollower. You'll be finding them throughout your entire journey, but there are 10 in particular that you'll want to grab as soon as possible. Some of them are for sale, some of them are side quest rewards, but in all cases, they shouldn't be missed. Follow along with this guide to find them. Let's start with some side quests. Western Ossex, known as the Bowery, has an underside beneath the train station where some shady characters reside. One of these is a red zombie called Frayed, and if you talk to him, he'll mention admiring your bones, aka your money. From that point on, Frayed will appear throughout Ossex and try to mug you, stealing a few bones each time. Attack him as he escapes to win a few back. Eventually, you'll deal enough damage to defeat him and win back every bone he's stolen, at which point he'll return to the station underside as a pile of mush. If you show him some kindness at this stage and freely hand over 1,000 bones, he'll give you the Bell of Grace. 1,000 bones is no small price in the early game, but the Bell of Grace is worth the cost. The last thing you want to do is lose more bones if you die and don't make it back to your spark, and this trinket helps with that. The Bell of Grace has a chance to let you keep half or all of your bones on every death. This greatly reduces the risk of exploring during the early game. Eastern Ossex is called High Street, and we're headed there next. By the water to the south is a crying girl who wants flowers. Wandering across the channel is a purple guy who secretly has a giant nose, so big that if you hit him, it'll unfurl like Pinocchio. This guy actually has a crush on the crying girl, so we're going to unite them. As the man wanders around, he'll wind up standing across from some flowers on a rooftop. Smack him and cross his long nose like a bridge to reach the rooftop, then head to the next screen. Burrow under the pot of flowers here to pick them up, then return to the man and throw the pot right at him. It'll break, leaving a beautiful bouquet in his hand. Now use your attacks and burrowing to bump him all the way down south, across from the crying girl. When he's lined up, talk to him and he'll extend his nose across to offer her the flowers. It turns out she has a giant nose herself, so they make a great couple, and they'll give you the Valor Medallion for going through all that trouble. This handy trinket lets you heal while moving, and it retains plasma even if you get hit, which is a game changer. Healing takes a moment, and when you're just starting out, it can be tough to find a safe opportunity during combat to drink up. At the north end of High Street is a Kier Lock, so return here whenever you find one. There are tons of them, even in the opening hours of the game. This opens up a rooftop to the north with a telescope. The next screen over has small spaces under the railing you can burrow through, so do that and drop through the first gap to fall into an attic below. In here, break the boxes and jump over the barriers to reach the staircase in the top left corner. This leads outside to a treasure box that contains the Steady Souls. This pair of shoes is incredibly useful throughout the entire game, as it lets Mina move normally across various types of terrain. This is especially handy when swimming. Dive in with the Steady Souls equipped, and you'll be able to move a lot farther before surfacing. Additionally, there is no knockback from enemy attacks when you're wearing the Steady Souls. They must be some really nice Nikes or something. Before we leave Ossex, we'll check out the Trinket Bazaar. That's the purple building just west of the central fountain. Simply attack the bright pile of wood next to all the debris to clear the store entrance. The inventory here grows throughout the game, but there are two terrific trinkets for sale right from the start. First up is the Plasma Funnel, which will cost you 700 bones. This lets you drink healing vials twice as fast, yet another lifesaver if you're in the middle of a tough battle. As you get further in the game and score some upgrades, you'll be able to equip multiple trinkets at once. Combining this with the Valor Medallion is killer, or rather anti-killer, since you'll be able to save yourself twice as fast while on the move. The Trinket Shop also has an intravenous vial for 1,250 bones. It's a little pricier, but it's a good one. This automatically uses a vial whenever you've earned enough plasma, and it skips the drinking animation. You might want to stick with manual heals only if you're concerned about resource management, but if you find yourself forgetting to heal too often, then it's a great choice for the early game. We're going to leave Ossex for the rest of these recommendations, and we'll explore the surrounding areas clockwise, starting with the grassland to the east of town. Directly north from the exit gate is an area with lots of overgrown grass and a locked shack. Spend a Kier to open it up and enter the Chop Shop. Pay 50 bones to the owner and he'll let you smash up a car. The faster you destroy it, the more bones you'll win back. Finish the whole deal in 30 seconds or less, and you'll win a new trinket as a grand prize. This is difficult to do right out of the gate, but it is easier if you use the bike sub-weapon, as crashing into the car deals damage to multiple parts at once. If you still end up struggling, just return after leveling up your attack power a few times. Once you beat the 30-second timer, the shop owner will present you with the chain capacitor. This cool trinket adds a damage multiplier to your attacks. The more you land without taking a hit, the higher your damage gets, resetting to 0 only when you get bopped by an enemy or if your attack misses. This is especially great for boss battles if you can nail down their attack patterns. To the northeast, the grasslands connect with Mourner's Mile, a graveyard that leads to one of the game's early dungeons. From the first checkpoint, head east through the gate to a long room with moving platforms and pits. Exit to the north, then fight past the knight and keep heading north, bearing left. 2 enemies will burst out of their crypts, with a cracked tile on the wall between them. Beat them, then bust through that wall to reveal a hole you can burrow into. In the room below, navigate the spike traps and platforms to reach another trinket, the Spike Spurs. These minimize the damage taken from spike traps, and make it so Mina doesn't get knocked back anytime they poke her. Spikes are spread all over the game, but they are particularly common in this zone. There are 2 specific rooms that become total cakewalks with the spike spurs, as you'll be able to trot right across them without taking any major damage. It's a good idea to keep the spurs equipped all the way through the dungeon in this area. Speaking of which, the next trinket on my list is found inside Queensbury Crypt, the dungeon located at the northeastern corner of Mourner's Mile. It's called the Proto-Spark, and it might just be the single best trinket in the entire game, early or not. First things first, you'll need to reach the lowest floor of Queensbury Crypt. You'll know you're there when you see a long room with moving planks and lots of ropes to burrow under. The next room to the north of this has a pair of zombie enemies and a breakable tombstone on the left. Break through and enter the next room to see a purple man looking lost by some ropes. This is the Duke. Speak to him to start an escort mission bringing him to his lost love. The Duke will follow anywhere you go on this floor of the crypt, but if he touches an enemy or obstacle, he'll start running around flashing. Touch him after he calms down to get him to follow you again. The 2 of you need to reach the boss chamber to the north, but don't worry about protecting him during the fight. He'll be waiting in the hallway outside even if you need a few tries to beat the boss. The boss herself is the Duke's dead lover, the Duchess, and once you win, he'll follow you again and open a secret door by the dungeon exit. Follow him through, seal him in the coffin as requested, and you'll be rewarded with the Proto-Spark. This terrific trinket provides an instant revive the first time you die. After that, it breaks, and you'll need to visit a checkpoint to restore it. Even so, having an extra life is invaluable at any stage in this game, especially during combat. You won't get any extra vials, but you will come back with the majority of your health restored. If you do want extra vials, then this next trinket is for you. To find it, exit Ossex to the south, then head west. Past the 2 soldiers and the moving platforms, then take the next turn south to step onto a rooftop. There's a breakable tree stump here, so break through it, then move right to hop onto another rooftop with a hole. Burrow inside, bust up the box, then take the stairs to the basement. Down here, you'll find the primed vial pouch. When equipped, it adds 2 more healing vials to your total. On top of that, it makes your vials always heal, at least a bit, even if you haven't attacked enemies to earn any plasma. A lot of these early game trinkets are focused on healing, and for good reason. Mina the Hollower can be challenging. Avoiding fire damage is particularly tricky in some of the zones, but this last trinket is a huge help with that. Continue north along the path from where the last trinket was to reach an area called the Occupied Bridge, and on the northern edge of this area is a mini dungeon called the Molten Foundry. Drop through the broken walkway in the top right corner, then burrow your way past the gate to the left. This leads to a checkpoint, and you're gonna need it. The next room has lava that you can redirect by digging through adjacent squares. This not only lights up the dark areas inside the foundry, but the lava also destroys red crystals that are otherwise impervious. Keep this in mind, then pay 2 healing vials and a cure to unlock the blocks in the northeast. Downstairs is a challenging area where you'll have to move around the lava while digging under ropes, fighting enemies, and dealing with moving platforms. Timing the lava flow on the platforms is especially tricky, but once you get through this gauntlet, you'll be rewarded with the Flame Guard. This might seem like a lot of work for one trinket, especially in the early game, but trust me on this. The Flame Guard blocks 1 hit from fire or explosive damage. and it recharges every few seconds. This will help you in so many areas and against several bosses. In particular, it's invaluable when fighting Armand, a blacksmith who must be beaten if you want to buy more main weapons. And with that, you've got a list of 10 trinkets that are absolutely worth tracking down in the early hours of Mina the Hollower. Of course, these 10 are only a small portion of the full collection. If you want to find the rest, or if you need any other tips or tricks for digging your way through this game, you're already in the right place. IGN.